Hi, I'm Barry Garcia with Nanlite. We're going to talk about the MixPanels and all the questions we've gotten about them. All right, so let's get started on the first question. Here we go. The first question comes to us from Tom in Boynton Beach, Florida. And Tom wants to know, I do mostly interviews in my corporate job. Which MixPanel would be best for me? So Tom, that's a great question, actually. So I think it comes down to the space that you might be working in. So let's say, for instance, you're in a smaller space, maybe a small, tight, cramped office. You're trying to get an interview done, and you want to be able to have enough power, but not have a lot of large lights all around your subject that can be intimidating. So the MixPanel 60 is probably a good choice for that because you've got that soft light, you've got hard light, you've got even some RGB and some effects that you can use. So there's a lot of different tools that you can use from that light to make that little interview work. Now, on the other hand, let's say I'm in a larger office, or maybe I'm in like one of those all-purpose ballrooms inside of a hotel or something. I might set up my interview so I'm using the 150s instead because I've got more space to move those lights back and get the light that I need on my subject or my interviewer and my interviewee and light everybody up. So having light, having the ability to have power, having the ability to use whatever it is that I want to, soft or hard light, is a lot of different options that you can do with the MixPanels, and it comes in handy with whatever situation you get into. All right, moving on to question number 2. And question number 2 comes to us from Keith in Lexington, Kentucky. And Keith wants to know, which type of V-mount batteries do I need to use with my MixPanel lights? So Keith, this is a good question because actually we're using 2 different types of V-mount for your MixPanels. So let's say Keith has a 150 and a 60. He is going to use a 26 volt battery for that 150 so that he can power it without the AC power, but he's going to use a 14.8 volt battery for that actual 60 because the 60 takes a little less juice to be able to run it. So having 2 different types of batteries can be interesting, but it also gives you that power that you're looking for should you jump into those boost modes that the lights have to really up that output. Okay, so that lets us know what type of batteries we need when we're using our MixPanels. Let's go on to question number 3. And question number 3 comes to us from James in New York. And James wants to know, what's the difference between the brightness modes, the silent mode, the normal mode, the boost mode? In silent mode, you actually have 0 fans on the back. So the 2 fans that are on the back of the actual fixture are not running at all. And the brightness of that light tops out at 50%. In normal mode, the fans are on, but they're whisper quiet. So this mode and the silent mode can be used in those audio critical situations. Now, in normal mode, you're getting 75% of the output of that light. All right, now in boost mode, those fans are on and you can hear them, and you're getting 100% of the output of the light. So you might end up using boost mode in a situation where maybe you're outside or you're in a large area and you want to use as much output and power on that light as you can. And question number 4 comes to us from Julia in Austin, Texas. And she'd like to know, how can the MixPanel be both a hard light and a soft light without a softbox? Good question. So the MixPanel itself is unique in that it's able to create those 2 types of light from the CCT. Now, the hard light comes from actual LEDs that are on like a traditional 1x1 type panel that have lenses on top of them. It's going to give you that color range from 2700 degrees Kelvin all the way up to 7500 degrees Kelvin and everything in between. And it's going to give you 2 in about a 45 degree beam angle. But it's going to be more of a hard specular light. So you're going to get a little harder shadow, a little harder push on somebody's face. Now, soft light. Now the soft light mode is easily done with the push of a button on the back. Basically what you're doing is you're turning those lensed LEDs off in the back of the fixture and you're turning on the edge lit LEDs. And what that's doing is illuminating the actual plastic panel that's in there so that it glows and gives you that soft wrapping light. Question number 5. And question number 5 comes to us from Kelly in Atlanta, Georgia. And she'd like to know, how can I use a grid on my MixPanel 150? Good question, Kelly. So how you can do that is basically, in the easiest way, is by the softbox that you can purchase for the MixPanel 150 or 60, depending on your needs. The salt box obviously is going to give you the box itself, but it's also going to give you the half-stop diffuser, and you're going to get an egg crate in there. Now, you can use the half-stop diffuser with the egg crate, or you can just use the egg crate if you want to. But the softbox will easily take care of any spill that you might have. So again, we're taking that wide beam angle and pushing it down and controlling our spill with the egg crate in front. All right, so those are our 5 questions for today. Thanks so much for joining us. Remember, there are no stupid questions, and we'll see you next time.